Meantime, the Board of State Canvassers met today and voted to certify the November midterm election.
Political reporter Rick Albin is here now to show us what happened today. Rick.
You know, these meetings used to be pretty mundane, pretty boring. Nobody went. But in recent elections, more people have signed up for public comment. And at times today, things got a little out of hand. In fact, the meeting had to go into recess at one point when a man wouldn't stop trying to interrupt the board.
Would somebody please take the gentleman with the pink shirt out of the room? You have been warned repeatedly. You are being removed.
After a break, the meeting was able to continue. Some speakers still questioned the election, including failed Republican Secretary of State candidate Christina Caramo. The state elections director and two Republican Board of Canvassers repeatedly pushed back against the claims.
The Secretary of State refuses to accurately maintain our qualified voter file. With millions of Michiganders exercising their constitutional right to vote absentee, it is critical that the qualified voter file is not fairly and accurately maintained.
I assume it's my mistake, but people do make a lot of false statements about the state of the qualified voter file. If you look at our Michigan.gov/vote, you can see the number of voters who have identified. It's over 400,000 who've been identified through the efforts of both local clerks and the Department of State Bureau of Elections to identify people who have moved, likely moved, but are entitled under federal and state law to a 2-election waiting period before their registrations can be canceled.
The allegations being made, if they are true, there are a course of action you can take with the law, with lawsuits or with criminal investigations. And as somebody who has sued the state related to voter rolls, I think that it's dangerous to make reckless accusations. And if you have an issue with policy or the way things are done, there are avenues that do not involve baseless allegations.
We keep hearing allegations of fraud and allegations of mismanagement of an election. That is not what the evidence says in any of those documents.
In the end, and as expected, the Board of Canvassers voted unanimously to certify those results.